The Missoula City County Health Department is expanding its warning about E. coli contamination of romaine lettuce that originated in the Yuma, Arizona area. Environmental health specialist Elisa Johnson had these details as of yesterday.
CDC and FDA have expanded their consumer advisory. They're no longer just cautioning against products that contain cut romaine. They're also saying to stay away from whole head and whole hearts of romaine as well. Anything that was grown in the Yuma region, be aware of that and don't eat it.
Johnson said it's very difficult for the consumer to determine where any type of lettuce originates.
That's one of the difficulties with this outbreak. As a consumer looking at the packages, you wouldn't necessarily know the region it's grown in. So really we're asking our retailers and our restaurants to contact their distributors to really find out where these products are grown. If it's not clearly marked by the retailer, we recommend staying away from it.
Johnson said the number of E. coli cases has increased in Montana with a total so far of 7, with 2 confirmed here in Missoula County. There are 3 in Flathead County and 1 so far in Ravalli County. Officials with Bozeman Health say they expect to see a $2.6 million drop in revenue this year due to state cuts in Medicaid reimbursement rates. Bozeman Health President John Hill told the Bozeman Daily Chronicle the hospital is not planning any layoffs or reduction in services and will try to make up the difference by saving money on supplies, including medications and equipment. Hill said the estimated loss is based on the number of Medicaid patients who received treatment at the hospital or its clinics in 2017. The cuts come as the state dealt with a projected $227 million budget shortfall. Kalispell Regional Medical Center recently announced some layoffs, saying it expected to see a $6.6 million drop in revenue due to state budget cuts. Missoula, of course, has had its own problems with that. 24-year-old Nicholas Gallagher has been charged with felony sexual intercourse without consent for allegedly having an ongoing sexual relationship with an underage girl. Deputy Missoula County Attorney Brian Lowney said Gallagher was arrested on April 17th and seen in Missoula Justice Court April 18th.
The charging document alleges that he had a sexual relationship with a 14-year-old. He is 24, that he made admissions to having that sort of relationship to the child's father, and that there is video and pictures that depict sexual relationship between him and the 14-year-old as occurring in January of this year, 2018.
Lowney details the possible penalties for the charge of sexual intercourse without consent.
Based on his age and the age of the victim, the potential penalty is up to 100 years in prison with a mandatory minimum of 4 years in prison, although depending on some of the factors the court considers, it could be less than that, but it's up to 100 years in prison.
Lowney said the case would now head to district court and that Gallagher had not yet posted bond as of Friday. The FBI is asking for the public's help to find 2 women who are wanted for their alleged involvement in a home invasion and robbery that took place in Helena. The incident occurred in April or May of last year. Public affairs specialist Sandra Yee Barker said they're looking for Melissa Shurtleff and Jamie Milston.
These 2 women, allegedly with a third accomplice who is currently in custody, invaded a home. The accomplice who's in custody was armed with a double-barreled, sawed-off shotgun, held the victims of the home invasion at gunpoint, while Jamie Milstein, who we're looking for, allegedly searched the residence for money and drugs.
According to Barker, the suspects left the home before they could be apprehended by authorities.
Milstein and the other accomplice allegedly then fled the scene, and Melissa Shurtleff was allegedly acting as the getaway driver in this. So we definitely want to find these women. We want to get them off the streets. This was a very violent crime, and we're hoping that we can generate some tips. Barker said anyone with information, call 911 or the Salt Lake City FBI office at 801-579-1400. Again, that's 801-579-1400. The photos of the 2 women are on our website at newstalkkgvo.com. Missoula police were called out to a business on North Reserve after a woman reported that her car had been stolen on Thursday, April 20th, but it turns out she wasn't the only victim that day. Missoula Police Public Information Officer Travis Welsh explains.
A woman reported that her vehicle had been stolen. She had explained that she had stopped at this location to let her dog get out and play a little bit and left her car unsecured. And when she returned, she found that it was gone. The officer spoke to an employee at this business who stated that they had observed a male trying to get into cars.
The woman's husband spotted the vehicle elsewhere in town and told police where it was located, but by the time they arrived, another crime had occurred.
They found the vehicle that had been reported stolen, but they also encountered another complainant who said that her vehicle had just been stolen. She provided a description of that vehicle. The vehicle that had been reported stolen was stopped near Broadway in California. The driver of that vehicle, who was eventually taken into custody, and he has been identified as 27-year-old Robert Munnerlin.
Both victims described their suspect as wearing a tank top and having long hair at the time of his arrest. Munnerlin's hair was pulled back at a distinctively long mullet. Munnerlin now faces a felony charge for theft as well as misdemeanor drug charge. Turns out he was carrying a personal supply of marijuana when he was arrested. The bishop of the Great Falls Billings Catholic Diocese says a priest who called for a boycott of a fundraiser for Billings Catholic schools because two of the event's co-chairs are homosexual men could have better handled the situation. Bishop Michael Warfel told the Billings Gazette, although he doesn't think the Reverend Ryan Erlenbush's comments were out of bounds, they could have been better communicated. Erlenbush of Great Falls told his Facebook followers that his alma mater has, quote, lost its way, end quote, and wondered why any Christian would attend the May 5th fundraiser. Warfel said the Catholic Church's view on homosexuality is based in Scripture and called Erlenbush, quote, a Catholic priest holding up Catholic principles, end quote. But the bishop also says he prefers that priests generally not call for boycotts. And finally, Speed Skating Canada has fired national long track coach Michael Crow 4 months after former American speed skaters claimed he had sexual relationships with athletes while he was a U.S. coach. The 64-year-old Crow from Butte was put on leave in January while the organization conducted an investigation. 64-year-old Crow joined the Canadian team in 2007 and was promoted to head coach in 2015. He spent time as a coach on the American team from 1983 to 1991 and again from 1999 to 2006. Speed Skating Canada's CEO Susan Ouch, a two-time Olympic silver medalist, would not say whether Crow violated the code of conduct. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
You may have to dodge a few sprinkles this morning, but otherwise we'll just see partly cloudy skies today with high temperatures reaching the middle 50s. Tonight we'll see decreasing clouds and low temperatures into the lower 30s. I'm meteorologist Anthony Franz for KECI 13.